Well, another phase is completed. Because the whole design is obviously a modular design, using modules like relays, LEDs and so on, and RFID tags, each step of the way I can assemble a module as I have done now. Currently I've got the RFID, the relay unit all wired up, which, you know, it's not rocket scientist, it's power, ground and a signal. So I've taken one of the Uno examples, which is called Blink, and just modified it so that it actually switches the relay on and off. Currently I'm just powering the system from this battery pack, so I'll see if I can switch it on. Hopefully. Maybe I have to press it longer. Let me unplug it. Sorry. It's hard to do with one hand again. Let me put the power onto this battery pack. Okay, now plug it into the Arduino with one hand again. And there's the relay unit. And even though it's probably out of focus, you can definitely hear and definitely see and probably hear it clicking on and off. So the relay unit checks out. Now what else I've done today, let me unplug this, is flip it over, attach the connector for the RFID tag, and obviously, well, not necessarily obviously, but it's going to be on this side of the board, so that when it's mounted it's actually going to be against the window, so the RFID tag will actually hang here. And I've subsequently put a connector on it and wired the I think it was 5 signal lines plus the power, and as it turns out one of the pins was a direct connect to the ground. Unfortunately I cannot test the RFID just yet, because I'd have to solder it to these connectors, and because it will cover over the vast majority of this Veroboard, I won't be able to mount anything else, because obviously I won't have access to soldering. So that's it for the time being. I've used the multimeter to buzz out the connectors are all correct, so that I know it goes to the correct pins on the Arduino, and it goes down here to the back side of the Veroboard. This was quite a task actually, getting this thing installed. I hope it doesn't really get into focus, because obviously I'm soldering it on the copper side, so I had to give it height so I could get underneath and solder along here, and then just press down the plastic holder so that it wasn't taking up so much space. If you see here, you can actually see that the pins are slightly higher than the standoffs, these things, this one and this one. But once I solder it onto, once I solder the RFID board, then I can just chop the pins off a bit. So, one little step at a time. Now with the display board, here he is. I've connected all of the lines needed for the display and the door release button. I've wired everything up and again buzzed all the lines to make sure they're correct. Now on this side I've created a ribbon cable that will connect to the main board, and I'm going to use this connector. The black side will actually be attached to the motherboard, and the green side is actually a plug that goes into the black. But I'm just waiting for some heat shrink tubing to add to the end of the wires, and then I can solder them to that little connector strip so that the display board will be removable. And I'm still waiting for that damned micro SD card module, so I can't really complete the final product till I get that. But that's it so far.